Hey everybody, we are going to do something quite creative today. We've learned how to make our own chalk paint, but there's something else that's quite expensive to do that I want to learn to make for myself and see if I can do it in a much cheaper medium. So let's get started. Everybody, or most people, know about the glass bead gels that you do raised stencils with, and you can mix this with paint, and what that does is it lets you put it into a stencil, make a raised part. This 8-ounce jar is $17.89. I find 8 ounces of that at $17.89 a bit pricey, so I'm going to try and do it in a less expensive way. On Amazon, I bought these reflective beads, and I had a theory that what was in this was these same beads. So I painted it onto a paint stick and then shined a flashlight on it as if it were a headlight. Sure enough, it lights up so well that there's no doubt that that's what was in it. And then in doing a little more research for what is in here, you find that what's actually in here holding these glass beads together is just simple white glue. Well, Hobby Lobby, I bought this for $11.99, a whole gallon. So for the price of the beads and the glue, you could probably do an easy half gallon out of those beads. That's saving money. And then you could use it on multiple projects without even thinking twice about how much you're spending. So let's just test the theory. Oh, I got a bad feeling I'm gonna make a big old mess with these. I'm just gonna pour some in there. And I'm gonna do this kind of by eye. And then that way I know how much I want in my glass beads. Wow, that's pretty good. We're just mixing them together. Just stirring it up. Let's open these up and see when we get to consistency. Now what I noticed right off the mark is that this is a little bit thicker. And everybody knows when you want glue to get thicker, just leave it open. Now I think my glass bead to glue ratio is pretty good, but now I need it to be a little bit thicker. I mean, that's not bad. I could work with it, but I'd like it to be a little thicker, so let's see what we can do about that. Feeling the two, they feel the same. All right, I'm gonna leave this uncovered for a bit, see if it thickens up. If not, I've got another idea. You can see that that is a bit thin, but it would still do texture. So what we're going to do now to thicken it just a hint, what we're going to do is we're going to take some cornstarch just out of the kitchen, although I keep some down here because I use it quite a bit. Now cornstarch does not change the color of food, therefore it does not change the color of paint. And we are going to add that in to thicken. And I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons in that much. Like I say, this is not a recipe. It is a guideline. And depending on how thick, thin, or how much you're using, you can adjust your measurements. Now, that is getting nice and thick and would make a great beaded gel. If we have nice peaks, you can just imagine that that is going to hold. Now, it may seem a bit thick, but that's okay because you're going to add this to your paint. And when you add it to your paint, then it's not going to be so thick. So keep that in mind. This is going to have plenty of beads in it and give you plenty of gel. And you can make as little or as much as you want. This is the color of the paint that I used. There's my beads. Didn't have as many beads in that one. This is just the gel with the beads. That's all. So, because it is a white glue, you could use the clear glue as well. This is it, white on white. Bit more gel there. I did a peach color. Does not change the color of the paint. And this was a kind of champagne color over white. So many different applications that you can use this with. It's a much cheaper alternative to buying the name brand is to make your own. So I hope this helps you. If you find it helpful, please remember, hit the like and subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you've got any suggestions or anything that you use that might help someone to do something a bit an expensive look without that high price tag. Okay, let's talk cost of doing your own DIY glass bead gel. For $16.49, you can buy 16 ounces of these reflective beads. They're the same reflective beads that are used in street signs or on safety tape that would be on steps, so that when a light hits them, they shine. When you put them into paint, that dulls that, but it gives you your glass beads. The beads are nice and round, so it's not like you're going to cut yourself on them or anything like that. It's not like shattered glass. They're nice round beads. There are two different sizes. I got the ones that are for airport quality, and I'm thinking that the ones that are just for the street signs might be a little bit smaller. So it really depends on how much texture that you want in your glass beads. I think I'd like to try the little street sign ones, but this is what I got for this project, and they worked out quite nice. Those are $16.49. I bought a gallon of white school glue for $11.99. I used approximately 4.65 ounces of the glass beads to make enough gel to do this project in particular. I used 4 ounces of glue, so that's about 37 cents of glue, about a tablespoon of cornstarch. To make your own glass bead gel, you can make 8 ounces for about $5.05. That's a savings of 72% of what you would pay $17.89 for 8 ounces of this one. And I probably have enough material here to make about 27 ounces, so almost a liter. So it's quite a bit of savings. So if you want to save some money, you can always make your own glass bead gel. Just get your beads. We'll put the link to these down below this video, but give it a try. Make your own glass bead gel, save a little bit of money, and get more profit out of each piece you sell. And you've got enough glass bead gel to do your projects for a little bit less cost. So if you want to see what these beads look like on a project, we'll add the link for this video, and that way you can check out what they look like and how I use them in this project.